President Vladimir Putin of Russia has called on citizens to defend Russia's territory against enemies. President Vladimir Putin stated this few hours ago in a nationwide broadcast as the Wagner private military group advanced from Rostov-on-Don towards Moscow, the state's capital. President Vladimir Putin's full speech during the nationwide broadcast on Saturday morning as transcribed and translated by Dmitry, reads below in quotes. I appeal to the citizens of Russia, to the personnel of the armed forces, law enforcement and security services, fighters and commanders currently fighting on their positions, repelling the enemy attacks, doing it heroically. I spoke to the commanders in all directions last night. I appeal also to those who were deceptively pulled into the criminal adventure, pushed towards a serious crime of an armed mutiny. Russia today is leading the most difficult war for its future, repelling the aggression of neo-Nazis and their handlers. Against US, the whole military, economical and information machines of the West are turned. We fight for the lives and security of our people, for our sovereignty and independence. The right to remain Russia, a state with 1,000 years of history. It's a battle where the fate of our people is decided requires uniting of all our forces, unity, consolidation and responsibility. Everything else that weakens US must be shoved to the side.
We're going to take you straight to Moscow, where we're hearing from President Putin in a recorded address.
Is heroic. And last night I spoke to the commander of the southern troops. This is a criminal, adventuristic campaign. It is equivalent to armed mutiny. Russia will defend itself and repel this inimical move. We are fighting for the life and the security of our citizens and our territorial integrity. It is a question of Russia's millennial history. This requires the unity of everyone and the consolidation of all elements. Everything has to be done in order to put this danger to rest. It is an attempt to subvert us from inside. This is treason.
Our external enemies are using any arguments to undermine US from within. Plus, action splitting our unity is a betrayal of our people, our combat brothers who fight now at the front line. It's a strike in the back of our country and our people. Exactly this strike was dealt in 1917 when the country was in WW1, but its victory was stolen. Intrigues and arguments behind the army's back turned out to be the greatest catastrophe, destruction of the army and the state, loss of huge territories, resulting in a tragedy and a civil war. Russians were killing Russians, brothers killing brothers. But the beneficiaries were various political chevaliers of fortune and foreign powers who divided the country and tore it into parts. We will not let this happen. We will protect our people and state from any threats, including internal betrayal. What we are facing is exactly internal betrayal. Extraordinary ambitions and personal interests led to treason. Treason of their own country and people, and of the case that fighters of Wagner were dying for alongside our soldiers. Heroes who liberated Soledar and Artemivsk, towns and cities of the Donbas. They fought and were giving lives to Novorossiya and the unity of the Russian world. Their name and glory were also betrayed by those who are trying to organize the mutiny, pushing the country into anarchy and brother killing, to a defeat in the end and capitulation. Repeat, any internal mutiny is a deadly threat to our state, to US as a nation. It's a strike against our nation, our people, and our actions to defend the fatherland from such a threat will be brutal. Anyone who consciously went on the path of betrayal, who prepared the armed mutiny, went on the path of blackmail and terrorist actions, will take an inevitable punishment. They will answer to the law and our people. The armed forces and other departments were properly instructed. Extra anti-terrorist measures are now being implemented in Moscow region, and a number of other regions. Decisive actions will be taken to stabilize the situation in Rostov-on-Don. It remains difficult. The oppression of civilian and military control departments is practically blocked. As a president of Russia and the supreme commander, as a citizen of Russia, I will do everything to defend the country, protect the constitution, lives and safety, liberty of the citizens. Those who prepared the military mutiny, who raised weapons against combat brothers, have betrayed Russia, and will pay for this. And those who are being pulled into the crime, I'm asking to not make this crucial, tragic, unrepeatable mistake. Do the one right choice, stop participating in criminal actions. I believe that we will defend and preserve what's sacred for us. And together with the motherland, we will overcome all challenges, and become even stronger.